Welcome, everyone, to Market Conversations. I'm Jerry Hall. Sure is great to have everybody in the stream. Boy, a lot of you got here early, got your front row seats. I hope you're ready. Tonight's going to be a great show. I have been aware of Mr. Karl Wagner for probably about 18 months. I remember seeing him in videos that I was watching in the comments section, leaving insightful comments. Even occasionally participating in live streams in the comment fields. And it was recently that I reached out to Karl and I said, Karl, would you be willing to bring some of those insights to the live stream? He graciously accepted, and he's backstage in studio right now. Before I bring Karl in, though, I do want to take a second. I want to take you guys to the price action board. As you can see, not a whole lot is going on. The crypto market is still hovering in that 270x billion market cap range. There have been some tokens that have seen some price appreciation, and that is really cool. And there's others that have lost some ground. These are all things that I don't find being stories yet. There are a lot of stories in crypto, and we're going to get to them. But the price action in the market, not so much today. Perhaps maybe next week. So pretend I'm going to insert some really cool, funky graphics. Those graphics were great. They got you energized for the show, and we're going to get right in to bringing in the guests. So let me introduce y'all to Mr. Karl Wagner. Karl!
How you doing, guys?
Great to have you on the show tonight, Karl. Oh, you brought the Ripple Fidget Widget Twidget Gidget.
Yeah, Jerry, thank you for having me on your show. I just want everybody. I wanted to first take a minute to thank everybody in this community. It's a great community, XRP community. The Army is great, and there's a lot of good content creators. And just want to thank all you guys for what you've done over the past few years. That I've learned a lot from you guys. Okay, so yeah, thank you.
Right on, boy. We got some folks in the house. XRP Carolina. I didn't get a chance to shout you out in the chat before the show started, but you know, Dakota's here. J-Par, Lori, Bill Gould, Moonshot 2020, of course, XRP Carolina. How about Stephen Kurt? Good to see you. RM, my brother. It is going to be an interesting conversation tonight because I'll tell you, folks, when you meet somebody in the crypto space that has been around for years, and Karl has been around for years, it's interesting to get their insight. And that's one of the things I'm so excited, Karl, about having you on the show tonight is the fact that you've been in this space for quite a while. Maybe for folks that don't know you that well, let's do a quick, when did you find crypto? What got you interested in crypto? Maybe even share a aha moment or something like that.
I did have an aha moment, but it wasn't really until I found Ripple, and realized the transaction speed of Ripple and the cost of Ripple and the white paper of Ripple and or XRP, sorry guys. But the Ripple team, XRP, the speed of XRP, the cost of XRP, basically was my aha moment. Okay. It's an amazing technology. It's the future. I mean, a lot of people, they buy tokens, but they leave them on exchanges and they really don't experience what it's like to just move some crypto, you know, from one wallet to another, or buying it from an exchange and bringing it into your cold wallet and this kind of thing. And just how fast it is to transact, just how cheap it is. You know, you're onto something big, something real big. And it's just not these other coins. It's not these other coins. Like I said, I've been involved in ICOs. I've been involved with Bitcoin, of course. That's how I got into this space, Bitcoin. And I don't really have some good thoughts on Bitcoin and some of the bad. I'm not rich yet, guys. Okay. Far from it. I've had some big failures actually in this space, but that's how you learn. You know, like for instance, I talked to a guy at work the other day, and he was asking me about Bitcoin. I asked him about proof of work, and he's like, well, what's that? And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, he's in trouble, you know. Because to be honest with you guys, you know, you really have to do your research. And I can tell you, I did at least probably 3 years of research before I even touched a coin. Seriously, I didn't even, yeah. I was interested in Bitcoin way back, but I didn't actually even buy any Bitcoin for a long time. And then I fell more in love with Ether, and then the ICO thing, which I'll turn pretty sour. But no, I probably, there's at least probably a half a dozen different coins that I was involved with before XRP, Dragon Chain, you know, lots of them. Okay. But like I said, when you experience XRP, it's game over. Okay. It's game over. And I don't understand how people cannot evolve in this space, you know. That's one of the things that bugs me a lot about the maxis. And there's not an honest conversation, okay? Because there's a conflict of interest with these people who hold Bitcoin, okay? Of course, I'm an XRP holder, and a lot of people could claim the same thing of me, but I can answer and I can defend anything thrown at me about XRP.
Wow. I'll tell you, you know, there is something in it. I'm going to unpack just something that you said because I just found it incredible. And I remember so distinctly, I was trying to talk to a friend of mine about XRP, right? This incredible digital asset that can move value so quickly. And he was like, yeah, you know, he was kind of like, and I did the whole email analogy. You can move it to, you know, moves just like email. He's like, oh, yeah. Well, he had a situation. He's a wine bottle expert. He had a company in Northern California in the wine country that sold wineries their bottles. And a lot of their bottles came from China, right? And there was always money going to China from his company to pay for these shipments. Well, he had an issue one time, and I remembered that issue. And then we'd say Wind had the tip bot. Remember when the tip bot came out?
Yeah.
And I had my friend download the tip bot on his phone, but he didn't have any XRP on it. And we were sitting one day, and I said, hey, you know, remember that story you told me about the $2 million that didn't get to your supplier and you weren't able to get the bottles, and those bottles didn't go to the winery that they were supposed to go to, and you were telling me it was a big pain in the ass? And he goes, oh, man, that shit happens all the time. I go, remember that app we put on your phone, that tip bot thing? He said, yeah. I said, open it up. I just want you to look at it for a second. He's like, I said, trust me, just look at it for a second. So he's looking at it, and I open up my tip bot, and zoom, I send him 5 XRP right there. And he got it like that.
Yeah.
I said,
game over.
I said, that is this technology. Now, although I only sent you $1.50.
Okay, but how much did that cost?
It wasn't, I told him I only sent you $1.50, but the point is, it doesn't matter if it's $1.50 or 150 billion.
Thank you.
It doesn't matter. The dollar amount doesn't matter. And then you ever seen a dog kind of go, huh? Well, like, what?
Yeah.
That's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
And you could see
Yeah.
You could see the wheels click. That is the value proposition, in my opinion,
Okay.
of digital assets to the layperson, right? The person that isn't in the space at all.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's like that. It's kind of like the
you know why, Jerry? I'd like to add to that. If
out of way.
Okay. Basically, the key takeoff here is it's going to be payments, because crypto is it's strictly about payments. I don't care what you're doing. Okay. The biggest use case in crypto is payments. And what asset is dug in deeper than XRP? Now, we already know what's happening. We know that the WEC, we know that the BIS, we know Lagarde, that this is, the hot topic. The agenda is hot, okay? Now, who's going to fulfill that order on the private sector side? Ripple, okay? Ripple. And you're not just buying a token. That's another thing I'd like to talk about. You're not just buying the token. You're buying the process. And as a process engineer, I can tell you, as an ex-process engineer, I can tell you that is key. Process is key. And you're not just the interoperability, the inflows that XRP is behind the firewalls of the central banks, guys. Come on. It don't get no bigger than that. Okay.
I sense a wee bit of passion in your voice, Karl.
Hey, we got big boy pants over here, okay? And let me tell you what. This is big boy pants XL. This is XL on the other side of this camera, okay? It's XRP, guys. Okay? It's XRP.
Wow. I'll tell you, Karl, in all honesty, and this doesn't diminish our relationship in one bit.
No financial advice, okay, guys?
I have a different spin. And I would at one time I had drank in the Kool-Aid and was completely in the same corner that you were just coming from. I'm not convinced anymore that that's necessarily true, and I can only substantiate it with the fact that it hasn't happened yet. And I look at things like
I can explain why.
Oh, then please fire away, because I have sections of my brain that doubt the validity that XRP will rule the financial payments sector of the world.
I could take care of any questions on XRP over here with XL. Okay. It's not ready. The process is not ready. See, when you design a process in the automotive business, and I'm kind of leading up to my point I'm making, is there's a whole lot involved before this process becomes steel, before it goes to the assembly line, before it makes it to the destination, before it starts to run parts. There's many phases of the process before it is actually making something, okay? A lot. And this thing, they got to get it right, okay? And it's not ready. XRP is not ready. Showtime is not yet. First of all, in my opinion, the only thing left is for the G20 to sprinkle the holy water on this thing, which they're doing right now. Okay? When they're done, okay, and they're going to be done here, I say within a week or two, and it's game over, because they're going to do it. And they got to do it. Okay? There's not going to be peace on this planet if they don't do it. That's how serious this is. Okay, I'm not exaggerating, and not financial advice, but it's either XRP or war, guys. I'm telling you, it's a bloodbath if we don't get this right, because the central banks all over the world are in trouble. They're all in trouble. Okay.
I really appreciate your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
There's an element, I'll be honest, there's a part of me that wishes I had that same conviction level that you do. I look at things like, okay, MoneyGram, which is a publicly held company traded on a regulated stock exchange, which has to meet all of the rules and regulations within its own money transfer license, as well as all of the SEC guidelines for how a publicly traded company deals with assets in and out. They were able to do the Mexico USA corridor with Bitstamp partner in Bitso. If XRP was in RippleNet was as good as it was touted to be, why hasn't that just exploded? Because obviously it met all the guidelines. Obviously the process was there. Obviously all the hardware and necessary features were there. Why did it not?
Okay, I got an answer. I can explain.
I would love to hear one.
Okay, when we used to test equipment, we would have GM. We were tier one. We were a tier one supplier for General Motors. Okay. They would come out to our facility, and we would do test runs of the equipment, and there would be lots of this that went on. And sometimes those test runs would be a month, 2 months. They got to get it right. You understand? There's production runs in test mode for months, and then they would change stuff. They would actually stop everything and go back to the drawing board and rip this section of the machine apart, the assembly line, and gut it and redo it. And this could go on for oh God, sometimes a year. But anyways, they finally get it right. Then they would ship it to the site, and then they would test it again. But what I'm saying is, MoneyGram was a test. They were running a test, and guess what? Those test results are being presented as we speak over to the G20. You can be guaranteed that those results were positive. There were no bugs in that test run. That ODL test run was successful.
Then why isn't? I mean, here again, I keep coming back to why not more? It's not like, okay, the processes that you're talking about, I completely understand. I was in manufacturing for a while myself.
Okay.
When you are manufacturing something like you're talking about on any kind of line, there are inputs. Those inputs are steel, whatever various other metals. Maybe there are plastics involved. There are chemicals involved, whatever. There are inputs into that, and I get it. But none of those things apply here. This is a digital technology. So the code is written. So if the test was performed and the test was successful, then ramping it up is sheerly a matter of, in this case, the demand. Well, obviously, if they only maxed it out at 10% of the overall volume, that means there's more volume. Why didn't they just keep increasing it?
Because
that part doesn't make sense to me.
It does me, because they didn't have the authorization to keep going. Okay.
What do you mean? Authorized by who?
The regulators. They gave Ripple a green light to do this. Okay. The regulators gave Ripple the green light to open corridors, do this testing to see if they could scale, to see if this is a successful test. And even though we're not in steel, even though we're not talking about steel in a plant like where I'm coming from, and you obviously spent time in manufacturing. You still have production runs. This automation, man. We are talking ODL is automation. Okay, bud? Plain and simple. It's a different type of automation.
Right.
Now, okay. Now, I'm going to go back to the fact that they have been given the green light, and this is high priority by the BIS. The BIS says this is a go. This is not a question of if. This is a question of when. In my opinion, the when comes when these test results get over there to the G20. The BIS is over there giving their opinion because obviously they're consulting this, okay, with many central banks. And they're going to give it the green light. They're going to give XRP the green light, okay? Because you need ILP, you need XRP to make this happen at the central bank level. Now, we know the coins can be built in a day. We know the CBDCs can be built in a day. Let's not fool ourselves. There's not a bunch of, we don't have to jump around on that one, okay? It's go time, guys. We're ready. Not financial advice, but we are ready to go. We have a crisis on our hands, a liquidity crisis. XRP is the liquidity tool. We need to bring home some of this Vostro money, or Nostro, okay, and clean up the mess that we're in. The globe. I'm not just talking, I'm talking the globe is in big trouble right now. Okay. They need, oh man, the banks, listen, if they don't do something quick, these banks are going to just fold.
Rod, did you see this comment? Look, Karl, check this comment out. Hi, Rod. Welcome to the show, by the way. If the Armed Forces Navy deemed this technology valuable, what does that say? I was unaware that the Navy finds RippleNet or the XRP ledger valuable. Rod, do you have anything to kind of substantiate that?
No, they developed a chip that you put in your hand to develop payment system. I know what he's talking about. He's absolutely right. Okay? The Navy is involved in it. Look, Jerry.
Are you telling me that the breaking news is that XRP can actually fuel our destroyers in the Indian Ocean? That would be revolutionary, right? We no longer need gasoline or diesel fuel. The ships can run on XRP. Would that be incredible? I'm being totally facetious. I'm sorry.
Jerry, it's all good, but look, when we get the commodity flows through XRP, we get gold running through XRP, we get paintings running through oil running through XRP. Look, it's going to happen. Okay, the writing's on the wall for me, and maybe I'm just, I'm so deep into XRP and Ripple that I'm blind, but I can guarantee you guys, I am not. Okay, this is going to happen. Okay, and the United States doesn't have a choice. Okay. They have to make this happen, Jerry.
Well, I agree. Hang on. Let you and I agree 100% that the migration from the traditional legacy financial system to a digital financial system, we agree 100%. I am not 100% convinced that XRP is at the very heart of it. Now, I've been in this space since 2018, been studying my ass off, and there was a time long time that
you're good, Jerry.
Everything that you're saying was dead nuts. Why I've become a little more skeptical as of late, and I'd say late being this year, 2020, is that all of the things that I know about business, I have seen roll out that substantiated the value proposition for RippleNet, its customers, the token XRP, only to see it come to a screeching halt.
Yeah, Jerry, here's the thing.
Part doesn't make any sense to me.
here's the thing, okay? All this COVID stuff. Oops, I probably shouldn't have said that. Anyway,
Okay.
what's going on right now is a stable coin's not going to work. The
U.S. dollar is working pretty good right now everywhere in the world.
Well, not as an intermittent coin, which we need to bridge. Okay.
Oh no, it's the actual asset that it settles into.
You can't make any of this happen without XRP. Okay, where are you going to go?
The U.S. dollar?
No, it won't work.
What do you mean? It works every single day.
Yeah, but it won't work no more. The dollar is done in that regard.
I could believe that.
Yeah, the dollar's done in that regard, okay? It's not going to have that role anymore on cross-border.
Huh.
Now, there are countries that are going to still want the U.S. dollar because their currencies are terrible. I get that, okay? And the dollar, the problem is the dollar's too strong. This is a fact. And it's destroying the other currencies on the planet. It's not working. So you have to have an intermittent way to transfer value that causes a level playing field, Jerry, instead of collapsing all these countries because your dollar, your currency is so strong that I don't know how to explain it.
You don't need to. I understand the philosophy. I understand the value proposition as it pertains to the technology. I understand the underlying need for that value to come to market. I'm crystal clear about that. Here, and I keep going back to it. If it was all these things that I thought it was for a long time, why is it not materializing? The United States, as powerful as it is and as strong as the US dollar is throughout the world, and for various reasons, there are plenty of other places, for Japan, China, that I see adoption, but it's so friggin' slow.
And here's another.
Maybe I need to brush up and educate myself more on.
Here's what's going to push.
That's where the thing is. Go ahead.
Hey, Jerry, here's what's going to push XRP to the forefront.
Okay.
SBI. And the reason is because, hold on. Once SBI turns on that switch, okay, on their ODL and what they're doing, the rest of the countries will not be able to compete with that kind of efficiency. They have to come on board. SBI is really going to push XRP big. I've seen the roadmap.
Karl, that's why, I will tell you, I was fully invested. Okay, so just so you, I don't know if you know this or not. I mean, I know you watch a lot of my videos. I thought you would know this about me. When I got to this space in January 2018, by August of 2018, my entire net worth was out of the legacy capital markets system and 100% into XRP. So, I mean, I believe all the things that you're saying. I also have learned enough throughout the years that it is healthy to critique, re-examine, criticize even. Now that doesn't mean I've sold my XRP. I have not. I have not abandoned my position.
No, that's fine. And I'll take any shots.
Critical because you know what? There are okay.
I can take any shots. What's that?
Why do you think XBI hasn't flicked the switch? I've been waiting for a year and a half for Yoshitaka Kitao to put his foot on the accelerator.
No, that's fine. But they've already set the date. I think they said that it was supposed to happen in the third quarter. Here's my point.
Ooh.
Now, there may be, it very well may be that they have to wait for the G20. I'm talking SBI and their central bank before they can start flipping the switch. Okay, so no, there's a lot of things I agree that we don't know. Okay, what's going on, the big picture. Okay, like I said, they got to get this right. They got to get this right.
So the crux of what you're telling me, Karl, I'm feeding it back to you to see if I'm correct. Because I think we agree on a ton of points. So what you're telling me is that the lack of the increased adoption, even in the corridors that are existing, is process related, not the fact that it doesn't work, or it didn't work the way they wanted it to.
Yeah.
Or they found some problems that they didn't make public, and that's why they needed to decrease, because they needed to tweak the process.
It could be.
Tell me that it's the process, not other things, that's at the core of this.
Well, as I told you, okay, when I was in manufacturing, we would finish it. The whole build would be done. We would run the machine for months, but then we would have to shut it down because the customer's telling us, we got to fix this area over here. Okay, so we go back to the drawing board, fix to their liking, run the production again until we get it right. What I'm saying is, this is an ongoing thing. Ripple is really good at listening to their customer. This I can tell you. They have gone back to the drawing board several times, especially when it came to the volatility issue with XRP and holding of XRP. So they got the perfect game plan. And I thought all along, it's loan the XRP. Okay, you don't have to hold the asset. You loan it out. In fact, that's what I plan on doing. I plan on loaning out my XRP and living off that value. Okay, you can call it interest if you want, because I'm sure that Ripple, when they loan out the XRP and these flows, and it's attached to RippleNet. Look, Jerry, there is way too much money spent on all this to say, boo.
Oh no, I agree. I totally agree. And I know you've seen the videos I did on these topics because you've commented on them. When I brought up the topic of the Ripple loan department being a bank of XRP, I did a subsequent video on what they call the synchronization, and that is like when RippleNet plugs into any country's national real-time gross settlement system. I did another subsequent video on the technology of flash loans. These are loans that start and stop, right? So they start and complete all within one transaction. So every function of the process is within one transaction, start to finish. Ripple, the bank of XRP, could be literally funding from like lines of credit, flash loans, all of the needs of the ODL for every corridor on the planet. They're just not doing it yet.
Ripple is basically a private central bank. And isn't the Federal Reserve a private organization? We all know, okay?
It sure is, buddy.
And actually, maybe Ripple can.
Karl, let's not get too crazy. The Federal Reserve, although being a non-governmental agency, does have to answer to Congress.
Oh yeah,
they do. There is an oversight.
So does Ripple.
Ripple doesn't answer to Congress. They answer to a board of directors. Now they have to work within the laws of the nation that they're in. Right.
They still have to present
to Congress.
No, right. But I said that wrong. They still got to present their arguments. All I'm saying is the Ripple could change their name to the Federal Reserve.
I always
Look,
like XRP, but
look,
that Twitter handle was already taken by somebody.
look, I will live and die with the concept that XRP is going to happen, okay, in a big way. There's no other intermittent way to exchange value without a conflict of interest. You can't have the Federal Reserve create a stable coin that is going to be the intermittent. Not any country on this planet will not accept no JPM coin, okay? JPM coin isn't going to be a coin they want in China. They're not going to want a JPM coin to sell them oil. Look, it's XRP, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sold. I'll buy some XRP, I promise.
Look, this is a moon boy.
See the question?
Moon boy.
Hey. Whoa. I got my producer doing all kinds of crazy stuff here.
This is a moon boy podcast XL. Jerry.
Okay, well, hey, Moon Boy, hit the question. See the question on the screen? All
right, let me check it out. Question. When SBI opens up, there are 3 crypto exchange, BTC, ETH, XRP, 50% of XRP. Will they buy off exchanges to fund that?
Oh, what he's talking about is the SBI investment fund.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a fair question, but I have no idea. I want to know about ODL, like Crypto Eddie is talking about endlessly, and I love her. She's, look, ODL is going to happen, okay? And XRP is going to be that intermittent way of moving ODL.
Okay.
I don't know who else they keep talking about. They need the private sector. Well, okay. Is it going to be a JPM coin, stable coin? No.
All right, here we go. Karl, it's the time in the show where I'm just going to fire audience questions at you. So when you see something pop on the screen, that's a question for you.
Oh, okay. How many winners and losers in the space?
I know he's got one winner in mind.
Look, there's going to be winners. There's no doubt. I'm convinced of that. But I'm gonna tell you guys what, okay? I compare Ripple to Google in this space because Ripple is a sponge. Google is a sponge.
Correct.
And let me tell you what, when it comes to the internet, the early days of the internet, what was Google doing, guys? Google was absorbing all these entities like YouTube and all these companies. You know why? Because they're massive. And liquidity begets liquidity, okay? So even though Ripple's a company, XRP is the asset, you got to understand that, first of all, where is all the liquidity? Sure, it's in Bitcoin. Fine, fair enough, okay? But XRP is up there, and XRP is the only qualified liquidity tool to make ODL happen. So XRP becomes a sponge for Ripple.
Okay, hang on. There's one tiny flaw in that statement.
Okay, go ahead.
Liquidity tools generally need to have liquidity to be liquidity tools. And there's no liquidity in XRP yet. So
no. You got a point, but I'm saying as a digital asset.
Yeah.
And the use case, it is the biggest liquidity tool in that use case. It's not XLM. It's XRP is the big boy for that use case.
I'm not disagreeing there. I'm trying to wrap my head around a liquidity tool with no liquidity. Doesn't seem like a very good tool to me.
Well, no, when
going to the toolbox and getting out a wrench that doesn't have, it only has one. It doesn't have, you know what I mean?
But you do have to walk, and you got to crawl, you got to walk, you got to run. Okay, so each time you pass the chasm, okay, things start to scale, Jerry. Just as they did for Google, correct?
No, you got you. I'm just sitting over here in Costa Rica playing devil's advocate.
No, that's fine, man.
I'm telling you right now, if you're an investor in this asset XRP and you haven't asked the same questions I'm asking right now, you, in my opinion, you have no business putting your money into something if you're not going to be critical about it. If you're going to tout the attributes, you better, as an investor, be willing to also point out the glaring, obvious negatives. And that is, we've got a liquidity tool with no liquidity. We've got a tailor-made solution perfect for the existing financial legacy system, yet the existing financial legacy system will not adopt it. That, to me, is an issue. Now, I'm not saying it's the end of the world. I'm not saying that it's a shitty project.
Let me explain how liquidity is going to come into XRP. Is that fair enough?
Does it also help Shaw with his question?
Oh, yeah. If XRP is the one, don't they need the price to be stable? Will they set the price? If so, what will it be? Okay, yeah. Well, first of all, I think at some point there will be a price set for XRP. At some point, okay, to keep it stable. Does it have to be stable? No, and I'll explain that too. Okay, it does not have to be stable. Now, let me explain how liquidity is going to come into XRP. Fair enough. Liquidity is going to come into XRP when the G20 decides that XRP is the one. Then they're going to provide the liquidity, Jerry. Plain and simple. Now, it costs $2 trillion.
The G20 is going to open up the wallet? I love it.
They're going to flood XRP, okay? And they may even set a price. All I'm saying, Jerry, is it costs $2 trillion a year right now to move money around the world, okay? Fair enough?
Okay. No, that's huge.
There's no
question in the value proposition.
Okay, but you could eliminate that $2 trillion if you took that $2 trillion and put it into XRP as an investment. All I'm saying, Jerry, is if you want to build a bridge or any machine that I used to do, there has to be a value proposition where a savings. So what I'm saying is the savings that XRP delivers is the liquidity that will beget XRP. Does that make sense? It's the savings. So what I'm saying is they will figure out where the liquidity will come from, bud. They will do it. Okay? They will do it.
There's a line from a movie. What was that? What was that line in that movie? You can do it.
Jerry,
I got it, man. I'm with you. You know what?
The ODL savings is where the liquidity comes into XRP. Okay? Plain and simple. Now they could use the.
Oh, go ahead.
They could use the corporate Vostro, nostril, Vostro, and close those all down and flood XRP with all that. Okay?
True, but wouldn't that be, I did some research on this and I don't believe for 1 second that will ever happen. I do not believe for 1 second a bank will take Nostra money, turn it into working capital on their balance sheet and turn it into XRP. I think they would be more apt to do a loan program with Ripple before they took actual capital on their balance sheet and turned it into XRP. And the reason being is because of the financial state of the financial institutions around the world. Karl, as bullish as you are on XRP, I'm as bearish on the existing financial legacy system. Capital markets, dude, the house of cards that our world's economies are built on is staggering.
Yeah, but Jerry, let me explain. I think you misinterpreted something here, okay? And I want to explain myself.
Quite possible.
When they lift those accounts out of those destinations, like we're talking into XRP.
Mhm.
I'm not saying they're buying XRP. I didn't say they were buying it. They're renting it from Ripple, okay, in the form of a loan. That's how you lift the liquidity that's sitting in these accounts doing nothing. Well, it's serving a purpose, but I'm saying that's how you lift it into XRP in the form of a loan, in the form of interest, okay? That's how you get her done. And Ripple's all over it, man.
Right. No, that I agree.
Ripple's on it, bud.
I would love to see, because when I first saw the Ripple loan department manager job posting on the Ripple site, that clicked for me. I went, okay, this is. I mean, I did at least 3 different videos on it, and that literally, if the holding of XRP is the issue, and for the banks like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, whoever, right? These prime brokers that actually are correspondent banks, and even regional banks. So if having the XRP on their balance sheet is kind of, we'll call it cost prohibitive, just for sake of having a term, we'll call it cost prohibitive, then Ripple having a loan program where they could either do flash loans, could offer credit lines, just like you could have a home equity line on your home, right? You draw off of it, you pay it back. You draw off of it, you pay it back. You draw off of it, you pay it back. You could be drawing off of it in XRP and paying it back in US dollars. The system is going to have the accounting very easy.
And here's another thing. Here's another thing I want.
Hold up with this.
What's that?
Do you think that could be a holdup for this? Because we know MoneyGram did not want to touch XRP on their balance sheet, but they were more than happy to send US dollars to Bitstamp. Right?
Yeah.
Well, that's how that worked. That's how the ODL system for Mexican peso started. So it's just an extension of that. Do you think that's maybe one of the stumbling blocks, is that Ripple does not have the loan program up and running yet, so that these entities that do want to use it but don't want to put any outlay for it?
You know who's really going to pay for this liquidity? I'm going to tell you guys where this liquidity is going to come from, okay? Because I've been there, done that, okay? Back in the day when NAFTA took most of the Rust Belt and put it into a Dust Belt. Okay, let me explain where liquidity is going to really come from. It's going to come off of the layoffs, the backs of all the people that are going to lose their jobs in the banking sector, where this $2 trillion pays that we're paying for every time we move money within the SWIFT system or whatever system is used currently, okay? That's where the liquidity for XRP is going to come, okay? Off the backs of all those laborers who are sitting at a computer terminal processing payments by a human that sits on a phone with another person sitting on a phone at another correspondent bank. That's who's going to make us rich, okay? And it's sad, Jerry, but I've been there, done that. It's a reality check when you get a pink slip, but yet someone overseas has got your job, okay? That's where the liquidity's coming from, bud. You can you can dot that and put a cross on that T.
Well, lucky for us, this is being recorded and will be sitting in the library for posterity till the end of time. You know what? Okay, so yep. I get it. I totally get it.
Been there, done that.
I agree with you 100%. I'm thinking, because I put a lot of thought to the why. Why hasn't adoption, the pace of adoption, met the pace of innovation? Obviously, we had sentiment. The sentiment was there. Anybody presented with, I can save you 70% for something you already do. I'm not asking you to do something new, something that's already part of your everyday business. I can save you 70%. That's a no-brainer. Okay. What do we need to do? Let's investigate this. Okay, check. Number 2, the tech works. Check.
Check.
So stumbling blocks. Now, I've heard people talk about regulation, but, you know, MoneyGram, publicly traded U.S. company, working within the United States, using the U.S. dollar to move money into Mexico through Bitstamp to Bitso. So obviously there's no laws being broken, right?
Yeah.
What are the friggin' holdups? I'm not negative XRP. I just want to know what is the real holdup. And I don't want to hear another person tell me regulations.
No, it's not regulations. No, the regulations, it's not regulation.
No,
okay?
It isn't.
It's about the priest putting holy water on this thing, okay? And that's the G20. Jerry, here's my point. I'm gonna have you selling your VeChain, buying XRP before this podcast, okay? Because I got this. Okay?
Okay.
Look, man, the reality of the situation is Ripple, okay, is already got the green light. This is not a if anymore, man. We're not begging for people to say the word or the letters XRP no more, right? We've gotten that from the WEC, bud. Okay, in the payments flow. We got that through SBI and the central banks. We got it from R3, who's going to light the quarters in Italy up like a Christmas tree. Okay? The bottom line is, okay, they're on it. There's no question in my mind that the Bank of International Settlements, okay, is wrong. They don't have it wrong, and neither do I, actually. I don't have it wrong either, okay? XRP is the one. Now, you could say, okay, well, they don't say XRP. They can't. It's a conflict of interest until they're ready. And there's going to be a day, I'm telling you, Jerry, there's going to be a day, man, XRP is going to come out of Trump's mouth.
Well, okay, and I'm not disagreeing with you. Two things I do know. There's no way to keep a secret that big, right?
It's not a secret no more. It's not a secret.
That's my point.
It's not a secret.
Anymore. There is approximately 13 billion XRP floating in the what we would call accessible retail markets and OTC desks. Okay, that's not very much. Why has that not been gobbled up by people that have money that know these things, i.e., people that work at the BIS, people that work at the IMF, people that work at the World Bank, people that work at Bank of America, people. I mean, you would think.
No, I can answer that one too.
If this was a foregone conclusion,
yep.
Right? This was a foregone conclusion,
yep.
That people that have money who know that it's a foregone conclusion, yep. Would jump in and get some for themselves. It's just human nature. Why?
I got an answer. I got an answer for that, and you are absolutely I'm on it.
Go.
I'm on it. Okay,
Andrew,
here's the
Andrew. Okay.
It's a very legitimate question, actually. Insider, okay. But the beautiful thing about XRP, the XRPL, is its transparency. You can't. There's no briefcase of cash ending up in somebody's trunk. Okay. There's not. They're going to see who is all buying this XRP that is in the loop. It's not happening. They've probably already been forewarned about it. There's only so many people right now, in my opinion, that know that this thing is going to happen.
So wait a second.
And I think I don't even think
you're telling me okay.
I don't even think Ripple.
All aware of the transparency issues. What you're telling me is that if you work for the BIS, that you're under some kind of obligation to not buy in the private market because there would be some regulation around it?
Oh God, Jerry, I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you that they cannot be gobbling up this X. Look, Jerry, they can't. Okay?
Interesting.
They cannot. They can't touch this XRP. Okay. Now, one could say, "Oh, my aunt." Look, they can't risk their jobs. They can't risk their. They'll go to jail, Jerry, if any of these guys talk. Let's put it this way, Jerry. Secrets end up equal to a conspiracy and jail time.
But we've already established it's not a secret. It's not a secret. If you know, you're not an insider, and you know. So
I do know because I'm smart. I'm smart.
There's no doubt about that. There is. That's not a question on the screen. You are a bright guy. However, I will tell you one thing, and this is because I've always appreciated your insightful comments.
Thank you.
And recently we're engaging more, and I really like that.
Thank you.
I would though encourage you to be as equally skeptical as you are optimistic, because you're extremely optimistic. It would behoove you to take this one sentence and say, I am not going to have my bias, my deep-seated bias for XRP shield me from looking at potential negatives.
Hey, Jerry, you no doubt have great questions, and I love your skepticism, and it's needed in this space, and I'm on it, okay? Do you want me to field some questions for a little bit, if anybody's got me?
Here's one from Stephen Kerr. Oh, Brady.
Okay, Ripple has helped move this whole space forward to adoption. Haters of XRP should at least acknowledge that. Yeah, that's not really a question, but yeah.
It's a great statement. Ripple, the company, has done more for crypto than any other entity in the digital asset space. I agree with that 100%. Here's one from Mr.
Hold on. I wanna make a point though to that last comment.
Okay.
The Bitcoin maxis will be kissing the feet of Ripple for bringing in all this liquidity, this liquidity. Okay. End of story. Next question. Want to bet they are investing through specialized funds that have XRP in their portfolios? You know, fair enough. But look, these guys have way too much to lose to be corrupt. They've got so many people watching these people, you know, what they're buying, you know, how they live. You know, Christine Lagarde, honest to God, you guys, she has probably been watched her entire life every time she went to the bathroom. Okay? You could better believe these high-profile people are watched. They cannot afford to screw up like you guys are conspiring, because that's what it is. Now, it's fair enough to say this, though. I will say this. Conspiracy really applies to the private sector, not really public sector, because we all know emails disappear and all kinds of shit, right? Yeah. So fair enough.
This is one directly for you. This is from Bill. Are there any other projects besides XRP that you're excited about, Karl?
Yeah, but I'm not involved in them.
Okay.
And no.
How about this? Are there any projects on the board that you would actually invest real money into?
No. Why would I?
Okay. Oops, there we have it.
No. Why would I? Because I can buy more XRP. Okay. Not happening. I don't want no VAT. I don't want no VAT.
It's pretty magical, isn't it?
Look,
there's a case to be made. I'll tell you what, and I honestly believe if you're dealing with under $60,000 total US dollars of capital, and you are trying, and you got time, if this thing doesn't go the way it's supposed to go, to recoup, then going for the home run is better than sprinkling shit around.
Hey, Jerry, you better go to the XRP charts and check the price, because it's probably skyrocketing right now. Okay.
Just because of this friggin' stream. I can, or you can hear the ticker at Coinbase and Uphold. They're just going. That is great, Carl. Let's do this. I'm looking at the clock. I hear my church ringing. It's the top of the hour. I want to do your final thoughts. I want to get my producer Brady in here for his final thoughts. I want to make sure that everybody that's hung in here with us tonight, it's been a great audience, very engaged chat. Your final thoughts, and then I want to bring in Brady for his.
Final thoughts about the space in general, or Ripple, or XRP?
Why deviate from where we've been? Your final thoughts on XRP, that maybe one thing didn't get expressed yet or something.
Okay, my grand finale. Okay, it would have to be that Judy Shelton. This is perfect timing for Judy Shelton to come in, show us her stuff. She's going to be nominated. I can guarantee you that. Okay. Now, does gold fit into this whole thing? I have my doubts, just simply because of the environmental issues. Okay. Look, there's a reason why gold wasn't used in the past, but it could be used. XRP is more valuable than gold. Okay, period. End of story. Moon Boy, not financial advice. Okay.
Right on.
That's my final thought. XRP is more valuable than gold. It's rarer than gold.
Karl, if you want to hang out backstage and Brady and I do a wrap up after the show, you're more than welcome to. Or if you got to go, you can go. But I'm gonna put you back in the green room, and I'm gonna bring in my producer extraordinaire from New York City, Mr. Brady. Let's hit your final thoughts, big fella.
I might have to steal it from Brad Kimes.
No, that's fine. Half my show is thrown. What are you talking about?
Head on a swivel. Because it's kind of anything, everything, all at once, and the people that have been here for a while are hearing information for the first time that's very new at the same exact point in time that people that aren't in this market are hearing it, and the people that are starting to come into it are hearing it. So it's kind of like the more we hear, or the more people there are to react to what we're hearing, the faster, I guess, we'll expand. I don't know. And that could either be expand in a bad way or a good way, but it's head on a swivel.
Head on a swivel. Those are great words. It's been an incredible stream. Very solid, engaged audience tonight. Thank you so much. I want a special thank you to XRP Holder for the super chat or sticker or whatever that thing is that's on the screen. I don't know what they're called. Thank you. That's very appreciated. All the folks that have come in. I'm going to shout out some new folks that I'm just now seeing their names for the first time. Rob Q, welcome. XRP McRudders, welcome. I saw Steve Jansen, welcome. Peter Chung, welcome. These are a lot of names that I haven't seen yet. Glad that you were able to make it to the stream. This will be available for view if you missed the beginning. And believe me, if you're into XRP and you have a positive stance on XRP, you are going to love this show, because I had the quintessential XRP bull in studio, and I came out of, as an opposition. Now, believe me, I'm an XRP bull to the max, but I came out as an opposition. Brady, you think that played well? You think the audience respected that I didn't just say yes and I agree with every single thing you said?
Yes, it was the, I don't know why tango dancing is flashing through my mind, but it's the right pressure in the right place at the right time. And it's a dance that you'd look at and say, oh, they're going to fall over. Oh, wait, no. They're
digital chiropractor.
Exactly. It was it was an art to listen.
Right on. Hey, folks, on behalf of my incredible producer, Brady, and my guest, Karl Wagner, I want to wish you all an incredible weekend. Stay positive, stay healthy. And from Costa Rica, Pura Vida.
See ya.
Ciao.